Hello everybody, today we're going to be discussing removing tire and wheel assemblies the proper way and the proper way to torque them when we're all said and done. This is a flip socket. It allows us to have two different sizes, a 19mm and 21mm, which are basically the two most popular sizes, and this is a torque stick. We use the flip socket to go ahead and remove the lug nuts in a star pattern, and then we use the torque stick to basically to install the wheel and tire assembly back on the vehicle without over torquing the lug nuts. This is a torque wrench. This is a 1/2-inch drive torque wrench. It is of the clicker style. We do have an on-off switch for tightening and loosening fasteners. And at the other end you'll see that we have a scale here of different torque values. This is the locking ring that you must push forward, and then you twist the handle to adjust to get to your proper torque specification. The specification can be obtained from your service information. As you can see, there's numbers here representing torque values, and basically you push in on the locking sleeve and adjust the torque wrench so that the 0 on the handle lines up with the torque value on the torque wrench. This torque wrench has a torque value from 20 foot-pounds all the way up to 250 foot-pounds. This style torque wrench will click when you've reached your proper torque value. That's how you know when to stop. This is a digital torque wrench. Again, this one is 1/2-inch drive. It does have a flexible head and an on-off switch. This on-off switch is for tightening and loosening fasteners. Here we can turn the power on for the digital screen and the digital torque wrench, and we can adjust our proper torque value, whether it's Newton meters, foot-pounds, or inch-pounds. Then we can adjust our torque value to the proper torque value from our specifications and our service information. Go ahead and set the digital torque wrench to your torque spec using the up and down arrows, and then you are ready to torque. This particular digital torque wrench does not click. It will give you an audible sound and a vibration that you can feel while you're torquing and reaching your torque value. The first step here is to remove the lug nuts using the flip socket or appropriate size impact socket. Remove the wheel and tire assembly and inspect the mounting surface for corrosion, which we'll do as soon as we remove the wheel. We want to remove these lug nuts in a star pattern. Now that we've removed the lug nuts, we can remove the tire wheel assembly and inspect our mounting surfaces for any kind of corrosion, including rust. If we find that's a good looking wheel, by the way, that's a good clean surface, and that is also a good clean surface. So we do not have to do any cleaning on this one. If we did have to do cleaning, we would use a special cleaning disc on a die grinder or a high-speed cleaning tool until everything is clean and shiny. Then we can reinstall the tire and wheel assembly, and of course you want to start all the lug nuts by hand first. Now we can use the impact with the torque stick to limit our torque value to not over torque the lug nuts, and we're going to want to do that in a star pattern. Now that we've used the torque stick to get the lug nuts close to the torque value, we're going to lower the vehicle down, and we're going to go ahead and use our torque wrench to torque the lug nuts to their proper value. We're going to start by using this here clicker torque wrench, and we're going to adjust it to the proper torque spec. These numbers are going to be pulled from our service information for the vehicle. In our particular shop, we use ShopKey Pro. and we'll get the torque setting perfectly set. These can be a little hard to see sometimes. The writing on the torque wrench can be hard to see. Now, using the proper size socket and our clicker torque wrench set to the proper torque value, we're going to go ahead and torque the lug nuts in a star pattern, making sure we get all 5 lug nuts. Once the torque wrench clicks, you'll feel and hear the click, then you stop turning the lug nut. Now, digital is going to be better because we can actually see what we're doing. Big numbers on the display. We're going to set that up for our proper torque spec, and we're going to do the same exact thing that we would do with the clicker style torque wrench, but this time we're going to be listening for a beep, and we're also going to see this meter here show us some different colored lights. There'll be yellow and then green indicating you've reached your torque value. You can also watch the torque value on the screen as you torque, so you can be very accurate as you approach the maximum torque value. Now, with any torque wrench, once you're done, we need to go ahead and back that torque wrench down to 0.